Hey everyone, today's guest is Paris Hilton, who I first met when I was new to Hollywood. It's been about 15 years since I last saw her, and I still feel the same sense of wonder I had then. Her new documentary, This is Paris, shows a side of her that no one has ever seen. I don't want to say too much, but it was not at all what I expected. You can find This is Paris on her YouTube channel. After the interview, I'm joined once again by world-renowned clinical sexologist, educator, and sex coach, Dr. Patty Britton, who has some advice for how to keep that spark alive in a relationship, especially during quarantine. But first, here's Paris.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Unqualified with your host, Anna Faris.
Hi.
Hi, love.
Oh my God. My heart is racing right now. I'm really nervous.
Why?
You know, I think anybody who encounters you, they would be like so full of shit if they didn't admit that. I think it's because you are larger than life.
Oh, thank you, babe.
You know? When you pay attention to somebody, it feels like the sun is shining on you.
Oh,
yes,
you.
But then when you turn away, it's like, oh, man, it's overcast.
Love you.
How are you? How is
Good.
everything?
Really good.
Good.
Yeah. Crazy times.
Yeah, I was really blown away by your documentary.
Thank
This
you.
is Paris,
Thank
which
you.
comes out September 14th, right?
Yes.
I was thinking about my encounters with you. Can I share a memory?
Yeah.
I think the first time I met you, I was invited over to your house by Jake Bailey, who was a brilliant makeup artist. And from what I remember of that night, I don't know if you remember this night. You probably
I
don't.
remember.
You do?
Yes. I actually have photos from that night of us. They're really cute.
Really?
I'll send them over, yeah.
Please do.
Yes.
Oh my God. I bet I'm just like kind of scared.
No, you look cute.
But I remember you were so kind walking into your house, and it was incredibly glamorous, and there were all these beautiful people around. And from my memory, you grabbed my hand and took me upstairs to your bedroom. And I didn't really know anybody there. And I felt like, holy shit, I'm getting picked. We went up into your room. You did my eye makeup.
I remember.
It was like the most surreal night of my life.
That's so fun. I love that. That house was so much fun back in the day. There's so many fun memories, but I totally remember.
And you showed me your closet. It's just as amazing as you can imagine.
Thank you.
That was like truly a magical night for me.
Well, I'm so happy that you came.
Yeah. After I told my parents, which I never told them like anything about my early Hollywood days. But anyway, I was like, I think Paris Hilton is my best friend. That's who you are to my family, Paris.
Aw, hi, Mom.
She was like, oh, Ani, we have to get Paris to Edmonds. Edmonds is where I grew up.
Yes.
My mom is determined to teach you how to make a pie crust.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love to cook, so that would be fun.
So, Paris, shall I book your plane ticket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do this.
I'll let my mom know. And then there was another night in a club, and I was so happy to see you. And I had to pee, and you were like, I know where this other bathroom is. And we like went through the kitchen, and you were like saying hi to all the staff.
Yep. Always know all the secrets.
But I like that you have that side to you, and I love that your documentary really reveals those things.
Yes. Definitely the first time I've revealed.
I think that you have something about you, though, that is very, I think, human and vulnerable about you, that through all the beauty people can see, which is a pretty incredible thing, I think. I'm going to cry.
I love you.
I love you, too.
Did you cry during the movie?
Yes, I did. Do you get that a lot with like your friends that have seen it?
Yes.
Did a lot of people know about your journey?
No one. I never talked about it with my family, my friends, my sister, my boyfriends. No one. It was the first time.
How long did it take to film the entire documentary?
Around a year and a half.
And did you know that the story would end up where it did?
No, that was not the original plan at all. The film was originally just supposed to be about my life, being a businesswoman, all the fun parts. But I never thought I would ever reveal the secrets or really go that deep or really be myself. I thought I was just going to continue playing the character. But during this film, I just got so close with the director. She was just so amazing and made me feel so comfortable where I felt like I could tell her anything.
For maybe like the first 40 minutes, it's so much glamour and this completely unimaginable life. And then the shift is like, holy fuck. So was that about 6 months in when you were starting to be vulnerable to a camera and a film crew that you trusted that kind of asked you to take a deeper dive into things?
Yeah, I think it was about 7 months into filming. The director and I had just formed this really close relationship. I was traveling. I was on a tour traveling around Europe and Asia. And then I was in Korea and I had just been working nonstop and was on no sleep and just feeling just physically and emotionally exhausted and having severe nightmares. And all of a sudden, I just started opening up to her about what I had went through and these traumatic experiences. And then she just kept pushing me to ask more and more. But I kind of didn't feel comfortable. I was like, I don't want to say this on camera. I don't want this as part of my story. I don't want people to know. And she convinced me to tell my story. She's like, this is who you are. This is real. I want people to know why you are, how you are, and what happened to you in your life, because it's something that's really serious. And then I finally felt brave enough to come forward with my whole story.
Well, it's amazing. A lot of times on podcasts, like I'll talk about my high school reunion, and like whatever that experience was, which was mundane. But I think you didn't have anything close to like a high school graduation or a prom or any of the typical experiences that most of us have.
Mm-hmm. No, I did not get to experience any of that, which makes me sad too, because I look at movies or seeing my friends and just seeing all the memories of people like having a graduation, going to the prom, and just doing all the things that a normal teenager does. And to have missed out on that, it bums me out. Like I wish I could like go back and be able to do all of that.
Paris, it wasn't all that great.
Oh.
I want to talk intimately with you because your documentary is so intimate.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that your high guard must, of course, be rooted in that massive trauma. And I don't want you to have to get into relationships if you don't want to talk about that at all.
I don't mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in a relationship now?
Yes. Amazing relationship. The best one ever. Like I didn't know that it was possible to feel this way or be so happy or feel so safe. So
Good.
grateful. Yes.
How long have you been with this person?
We've known each other for 15 years.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, we've been friends for a long time. And then this Thanksgiving, I went to go visit my family in the Hamptons. And we got invited over to their house for Thanksgiving lunch and then for dinner again. And ever since then, we have just been inseparable. And it's amazing.
How did you guys meet?
We met 15 years ago at the same house that you went to, the King's Road house that I used to live on, at one of my epic parties. And ever since then, we just were friends and then reconnected again Thanksgiving.
Did you guys have like a flirty, texty thing for 15 years?
We just would see each other around. But then as soon as we were in the Hamptons and had our first kiss, then we were just texting back and forth. And then we were just inseparable, where we've literally not spent a night apart since then.
Do you guys have clam bakes in the Hamptons? I've never been to the Hamptons.
Yes.
Does that involve like digging a big hole and sticking a bunch of clams in them?
I don't do that part, but I'm sure someone does. I just eat them. But yeah, we do that. We do like s'mores on the beach. It's fun. I love the Hamptons.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, what is a trait you dislike in others?
I don't like when people are rude to other people or liars. I hate liars.
I have a question on here, which is on what occasion do you lie?
Mhm.
That I ask everybody. And I was thinking about that question in regards to you. And I felt like, I don't think Paris really lies.
No, I'm very open. I'm not a liar. I think the only thing I would lie about is to not hurt someone's feelings. Like if somebody asked me something and I knew it would make them sad or make them feel insecure, then I would just, like a little white lie, no big deal. But I don't lie about big things.
It does feel like your life is so large, you don't need to. Your life is already kind of unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. What is a trait you dislike in yourself?
I hate that I'm shy. I think from what I've went through, I get like socially awkward sometimes. So just being shy and feeling that way, I hate that feeling.
Can I ask you, do you feel shy right now?
A little bit, because I always feel shy.
I do too. Okay. What qualities do you look for in a romantic partner?
Loyalty, someone who can make me laugh, and someone who's my best friend, and handsome is a brownie point, I guess.
Yeah. What is your greatest extravagance?
I love cars. I'm like a tomboy. I love like fast cars.
So what's your favorite car?
I have this car called the Slivmobile, and it's the new BMW i8 convertible, and I had it wrapped in this like amazing holographic. It literally looks like a mermaid unicorn skin. It's really cool. I love it.
That sounds amazing. And I love the idea of you cruising around the Hamptons in that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to drive or do you like to ride?
I love to drive.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not quite sure if I'm the best driver, but I sure do like it. I say that I'll like secretively, like the cops are right around the corner.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay. To whom would you most like to apologize and why?
I'm trying to think. No one. I really can't think of anyone. I feel like I've always been so kind and good to people, even when I shouldn't have been. So I don't know. I can't really think of anyone I would apologize to because I don't ever do anything to hurt people's feelings. I'm very sensitive about all that.
Paris, that is the fucking raddest answer I've ever heard.
It's true.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Okay. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be?
London. I love London. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. What
do you love about it?
Everything. Just the people, the food, the shopping, the vibe, the architecture. It's one of my favorite places. I used to actually live there for 6 months and I really loved it.
But what about the weather?
The weather can be brutal sometimes. So I think if it had LA weather, I would live there full time.
Yeah, I love London too. Okay. What qualities do you look for in a friend?
Someone trustworthy who has good intentions, who wants to be my friend for the right reasons, and someone who's fun to hang out with and has good energy and, again, can make me laugh because I love laughing. Okay,
Paris, I'm going to dive back into like LA memories during those times.
Mm-hmm.
Like that night for me, I probably was 23 or 24 and it was mind blowing for me. In kind of just the beauty and like truly the Hollywoodness of it. But I imagine you have never had that experience because that has been your life at a pretty young age, right? Like 14 or 15.
Yes.
Is there anything that can like blow your mind? Have you had like in the last decade, something that has amazed you?
I feel that I've just lived so many lifetimes because I've done so many things and went so many amazing places and just have seen it all that nothing really excites me anymore because I feel like I've just seen everything and more. I think one of the things that blew my mind was for one of my anniversaries because my boyfriend and I celebrate every single month and he always just comes up with something super romantic. And recently he set up like this whole movie theater outside at the house, like on the balcony. And it was just like this huge screen. And he knows I love Marilyn Monroe and I've never seen any of her movies. So he had that and just like presents and flowers and candles. And I'm not used to guys doing romantic things for me because I just never have had the time and I was never with the right person. So just to have someone do something so special for me every month is just like blows my mind what he does.
Are you guys able to quarantine together?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
And you guys are so in love after what it's now
9 months. We just had our 9-month anniversary.
Congratulations, Paris.
Yeah. So this pandemic has been really scary and really hard, but I like to see the silver lining and the fact that we've been able to spend so much time together. I haven't had to travel and just becoming so close. I feel like this pandemic is either like a make or break situation with relationships. I've seen so many people break up or get divorced, and then I've seen other couples just become so close because of it.
Paris, could you name like 4 or 5 of your most valued items, like sentiment or whatever, however you want to define that? Like if you only could take 5 items if a fire came your way.
I would take my iPhones because obviously I love my phones. I need them. And my 21st birthday dress, which is like this iconic, sparkly, beautiful dress that I love. And I would take I have these really amazing boots from Philip Klein that are all crystallized that I love. I know it's pretty random.
No, it's just impractical.
Yeah, very. Like I need my 21st birthday dress and these boots now. I have to run out of the fire in style.
Okay, Paris, who would you invite to your dream dinner party?
I would invite Marilyn Monroe, Princess Diana, and Snoop Dogg, and you.
Paris, thanks. You're the first person who's asked me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I would love to come to your dinner party.
Be pretty lit.
But you did pick 2 tragic ladies there at the top.
I love them. I've always just been obsessed with Marilyn and Princess Diana. Just think that they're such legends and such amazing women.
But there's tragedy in both of them.
Yeah.
In every still you see of either of them, you can see like a little pain behind the eyes.
I can relate to that.
I know. I was doing press in Madrid for the House Bunny, and this woman, she was telling me that I had a lot of sadness behind my eyes and asking me to talk about that. I will never forget it, and I'm really grateful for it, actually, because it felt, I've been doing press for the House Bunny, so it was like, it's sororities. It's a whole different thing in America, whatever. I don't remember what I said, but I do think that that's what makes you fascinating too. Because I think that your appeal was sort of rooted in that on some level we recognized you were playing a character on The Simple Life. At what point did you recognize that you wanted to identify it like that?
I developed that character like back when I was a teenager. I think it was almost like a mask to hide behind. And then when I did the show, I knew that was the character that I was going to put on and I was going to portray. But I didn't know that the show would be such a huge success and I would have to continue playing that character year after year. So I kind of just got, almost like stuck in the character where I sometimes even forgot who I was myself because I just was so nonstop and always having to be on and always playing it all the time. So you kind of get like lost in it and caught up in it. And somehow, I don't know, I just kind of forgot who I was.
Are you still close with people that you were really close with 10 years ago?
Yeah, not everybody, because you kind of learn about people and see that they're not good people. So I've cut out a lot of people from my life, but the good ones I kept.
How large is your circle of friends?
Not large.
Mine is like right here.
I feel like I have like a million acquaintances, And then I have a very tight group of friends because I just don't trust people and it's hard for me to open up, especially I think just from being so busy and focusing so much on my business and my work and having to be on a plane 250 days out of the year. It's hard to maintain friendships and really build trusting relationships when you're, never there.
Most of us experience a lot of loneliness, but I kind of get the idea that you experience it to a more extreme degree.
Yeah.
It does seem like a lonely lifestyle.
Definitely. Just having to travel and constantly just be surrounded by strangers in foreign countries. And I've been doing this for so long. So yeah, it's been very, very lonely. Even though I was always surrounded by so many people, I still felt alone because I didn't know anyone. So yeah, it's been hard.
Paris, for some reason, it was never easy for me to make friends with other women. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you are the same way. Like, are most of your friends like female?
Both. But I know what you mean. Like, I do find it hard sometimes to be friends with some girls because you can't trust them. And there's a lot of, especially in this town, a lot of girls who like to backstab and just talk behind your back.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing. I let people in, but I really am careful about it.
Yeah. So, Paris, what is the closest you've felt to anonymity in like 20 years or your lifetime?
I never really feel that way. I think sometimes when I do feel that way is when I'm in like full on disguise. Like I've even like went out at times with like prosthetics.
Really?
It doesn't even look like me at all, just to go to Disneyland or somewhere and not have to, basically be doing a meet and greet the whole time. Because I feel like anytime I go to one of those places, it's just people are lining up and then I'm just taking photos the whole time, which I don't mind. I love being nice to people and making people's day and making people smile. But when I go to Disneyland and places like that, I want to go on the rides and just like be normal.
I love the idea that we've hopefully just planted into our listeners' heads that you could be anywhere.
Yes, anywhere.
Paris could be anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That balding man behind the cash register, that could be Paris. You don't know.
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay. Could you handle being in a boat alone for a month?
I could handle anything because I've been through it all. But being on a boat for a month alone would just be so boring. I could deal with it, but I would be really bored, especially if I had no phone.
There's something that's like wonderfully twisted about that, Paris. I think if I asked most people, they would be like, no, I think I might go crazy after week 2. You're just like, once again, I don't have to apologize to anybody. And yeah, give me 6 months on a boat. I'll fucking take it.
Just tell it how it is.
All right. Here's something that we talk about in our podcast a little bit. The idea of love in your teens is something different. Because I complain a lot about the idea that we only have one word for love when it's this whole, spectrum of feelings. But do you believe that love in your teens is different from the love in your 20s?
I think when you're a teen, it's completely different from when you're more mature, because when you're a teen, everything is so new to you. So you're just more naive and open to it and excited about it. And then I feel like when you go through things and breakups and, maybe abusive relationships, there's so many things that can happen that kind of strip that away from you, where the love that you felt back then, you won't feel as much anymore because you close yourself off from love because of going through certain things. I don't know. On personal experience, that's how I think.
Yeah. When were you first in love?
When I was like 16, I thought I was in love because it was like my first boyfriend, but I think it was just me being a kid.
I fell into that trap too. Yeah. Oh my God, but it sure felt like love. It was dizzying. Like I couldn't focus on anything else.
Yep.
First love. Okay. When or where were you happiest?
Now.
Right now with me?
Yes, all because of you.
Oh, great. Oh, geez.
I've just been so happy. These past few months has just been the best time of my life. My relationship is what makes me so happy because I'm just not used to feeling like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Paris, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
I have lots, but my most favorite is cookies and cream.
That's a pretty frequent one.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the boys do vanilla.
It's so boring.
Well, they like to add toppings, which I think is
Yeah.
sort of indicative of our culture.
Well, then you're just making your own kind of ice cream. I love doing that too. I'll literally order like a big cup of just like the smushed up like Butterfinger and then another cup of just like the hot butterscotch caramel. And I just basically eat that alone with a spoon. It's so good.
Do you have an irrational fear?
Yeah, the one thing I'm scared of is death because I don't know what happens.
Why?
Because if there's nothing, that would be so boring.
Boredom. That's your biggest fear. You mentioned it on the boat. All right, we're putting this together.
I hate being bored.
Oh, God, no, I'm really nervous again. Am I boring you? Probably.
No,
really?
you're not. No.
Fuck. This is going to haunt me tonight.
No.
Okay, who would you call if you got food poisoning and couldn't really move?
My mom. She would probably know what to do.
Would she come over?
Yes, we're super close.
All right, so you can handle being alone, but you can't handle boredom.
I can handle it. I just don't enjoy it. I like to be entertained and have fun.
All right, what's your favorite rainy day movie?
There's Something About Mary. I just think that movie is so hilarious. I love Ben Stiller.
It's such a fun movie.
So hilarious.
Okay, what haven't you taken the time to learn about?
Foreign languages. I went to le Lycée Français de Los Angeles and we had to speak French. And because I never used it after that, I just completely forgot it. And I just think it's such a shame being named Paris and not being able to speak French. So that's one thing.
Do you want me to hook you up with a French tutor?
Sure. Oui.
Why do I have this feeling that I feel like you wouldn't take the Zoom classes that I signed you up for?
I wouldn't. Too boring.
She doesn't lie.
Yeah. Yep.
Paris, how do you imagine your life if, let's say, at age 9, your parents were taking you to see the train station in downtown Los Angeles, and you hopped on a train and you ended up like with no identity in, let's say, Omaha, and this nice family took you in, and who would you be? Do you think that you would be like, I don't know, manager at the DQ and like head cheerleader?
Yeah, I would be like the head cheerleader, and then I would be like a veterinarian or an artist painting.
Paris, I don't think so. No way. Your like biggest fear is boredom.
Yeah, true.
I would think that you'd be like, well, I wouldn't fucking stay. I'd be off to New York.
Yeah, that's true. I thought you meant if I had to stay there.
No.
Yeah, I would get the hell out of there and go to New York or LA.
And by the way, you mentioned, I think your mom mentions that you wanted to be a veterinarian.
Yes.
Okay. I know how much you love animals. You always have. And you're closer to animals than you are to people, except I think I'm the exception. But I don't see you as a veterinarian. If your most exciting thing is removing like a spleen from somebody's old cat.
Yeah.
Like
that sounds brutal.
I'm just
sounds not only boring, but just gross and hard.
Yeah. So when we talk about your alternate life, I think we really have to visualize that it's like just talking about, an impossibility.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. Just because you're an animal lover does not mean you want to be that.
No, it doesn't suit.
No.
Okay. Did you play with Barbies growing up?
Yes. I still collect them.
Were they your most favorite toy?
Yeah. I was a tomboy, so I liked other types of toys as well. But
Like what other types?
Just like video games. And I don't know, I've always collected like figurines and just different anime characters and Sailor Moon. I always love Barbie.
Wait, did you ever do anything perverse with your Barbies? I got to an age where I'd heard of the concept of whorehouses.
Mhm.
So I started making like a Barbie whorehouse, and I would have like the male customers come in and I'd dress up the little rooms or whatever.
What? How old were you?
Maybe around 11 or something. You didn't do anything like that? Come on.
No, I've never heard anyone do anything like that.
You needed more exciting friends, Paris.
I know, I should have been hanging out with you when I was little.
Yeah, I would have taken you to the dark side.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, we also used to play Barbie Murder Mystery. So you didn't do that either.
No.